This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, it's another pole vault title for the Obiena family. Creamline closes in on another record after 100th win. Globalport stuns Maltese Falcons in overtime thriller to claim the Sterling Cup. MLB Tokyo Series 2025, the Dodgers take opening day win over the Cubs. In the NBA, the Hawks dominate the Hornets to complete a season sweep, while the Celtics outlast the Nets for their second straight win. And joining us in the BNC studio, one of the country's top cyclists, Pako Ochoa. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 19th of March. Now here's our roundup. Matt Obiena, the younger cousin of world number 4 pole vaulter and two-time Olympian E.J. Obiena, emerged victorious at the NCAA Season 100 Track and Field Championships. Representing Colegio de San Juan de Letran, the 22-year-old digital arts student clinched gold after clearing 4.10 meters. Obiena outjumped Arellano University's John Parulan and University of Perpetual Health System Daltas Vail Domalaon Jr. by clearing all heights in his first attempt. His journey to the top was far from easy. 6 years ago, Matt settled for 4th in the junior division due to a countback. His determination grew stronger, but the pandemic halted his return. Further disappointment came in season 98 when pole vault was omitted from the events. A technical error during season 99 left him ineligible to compete, but Matt remained focused. He trained hard and set a personal best of 4.15 meters at the Patafa Weekly Relay in October 2024. Matt acknowledged the support of his family, including his father Edward and uncle Emerson, both former national athletes. His cousin EJ also provided guidance along the way. For now, Matt Obiena has proven that the Obiena name continues to soar high in the world of pole vaulting. And we can't wait for more great things to come from this young athlete. After hitting the century mark with 100 wins under coach Sherwin Meneses, the Creamline Cool Smashers are chasing another milestone. They're just one win away from extending their unbroken streak of semifinal appearances to 17 conferences. The Cool Smashers dominated the Cherry Tigo Crossovers in Game 1 of their quarterfinal series, scoring a commanding 25-10, 27-25, 25-21 victory in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The three-time PVL MVP led the charge with 16 attacks, mostly in the first 2 sets, while also contributing 13 digs and 9 receptions. Setter Kyle Negrito ran the offense seamlessly with 20 excellent sets, backed by strong performances from Bea De Leon, Pangs Panaga, and Tots Carlos, who all posted double-digit scores. Despite the straight set win, Creamline had to overcome a tough second set where they trailed by 4 points late. Cherry Tigo, spurred by Pauline Gaston's crafty drop shot and Shaya Adorador's spike, put up a fight. However, Bernadette Pons and Panaga stepped up to turn the tide. With Game 2 on the horizon this Saturday, the Cool Smashers have their eyes set on cementing their legacy. Another win would not only extend their streak, but solidify their dominance in the PVL further. Globalport toppled defending champion Maltese Falcons 12-11 in an overtime thriller to capture the Sterling Cup Championship at the Grand Champions Polo Club on Sunday. The epic fight chucker victory put the Philippine-based quartet of Mikey Romero in winning form as it geared for the final and most prestigious event of the sport's winter season, the US Open. Barto Castagnola, Argentinian 10-goaler and one of the season's top scorers, knocked in all but one of Globalport's goals. The intense showdown also saw Lucas Alberdi sidelined with a suspected concussion. With just 5 seconds left in regulation, Castagnola delivered the clutch equalizer, forcing overtime. After a scoreless first OT, Castagnola sealed the deal seconds into the second overtime. Globalport has been making waves in Florida's Polo Circuit, and Romero is set to return for the US Open, aiming for more glory. It's been a roller coaster season for Globalport with the semifinals in the Whitney Cup, a second-place finish in the 12-goal Bronze Cup, and now a Sterling Cup triumph. The 2025 MLB season is officially underway, and the LA Dodgers kicked it off with a 4-1 win against the Chicago Cubs in Tokyo. With a star-studded crowd at the Tokyo Dome, Japanese baseball fans got a front-row seat to see some of their hometown heroes shine. Shohei Ohtani led the way with 2 hits, including a rope of a double in the 9th. The Dodgers' big 5th-inning push started with Ohtani's single and scored on a Cubs throwing error. Tommy Edman and Will Smith delivered clutch RBI singles, giving the Dodgers a 3-1 edge. Teoscar Hernandez sealed the deal in the 9th with an insurance RBI. The highly anticipated duel between Japanese starting pitchers didn't disappoint. Yoshinobu Yamamoto threw 5 strong innings for LA, allowing 1 run and striking out 4. The Cubs' Shota Imanaga matched him early, tossing 4 scoreless innings despite some control struggles. Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson made his mark early, slapping the first hit of the season and scoring the Cubs' only run on a Miguel Amaya double. And yes, Pikachus made an appearance. In a purely Tokyo moment, a flock of jersey-clad Pikachus waddled across the field to the crowd's delight. With legends like Sadaharu Oh, Ken Griffey Jr., and CC Sabathia in attendance, plus celebrity sightings like Bill Murray and Billie Jean King, the night was as memorable off the field as it was on it. In the NBA, Trae Young was on fire, dropping 31 points as the Atlanta Hawks cruised past the short-handed Charlotte Hornets 134-102 on Tuesday night, completing a clean 4-0 sweep in their season series. Dyson Daniels delivered a well-rounded performance with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Zachary Rischer also lit up the court, nailing 4 second-half three-pointers to finish with 21 points. The Hornets, missing LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges, relied on Daquan Jeffries and Seth Curry, who both chipped in 19 points. Atlanta took a commanding 70-57 lead at halftime before Rischer took over, draining 3 consecutive threes to blow the game wide open. The Hawks led by as many as 35 after a deep 3 from Young. Rischer ended the night with 16 third-quarter points on 6 of 7 shooting, adding 3 boards, a block, and an assist. Meanwhile, the Boston Celtics secured a hard-fought 104-96 victory over the Brooklyn Nets at TD Garden, extending their dominance over Brooklyn in their 18th win in their last 19 matchups. With Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown sidelined, rookie Baylor Shearman delivered a breakout performance. He dropped a career-high 20 points, shooting an impressive 6 of 7 from three-point range. Shearman's sharp shooting, including a buzzer-beater 3 to close out the third quarter and 4 more clutch threes in the final frame, kept Boston in control. Kristaps Porzingis continued his strong play, leading the Celtics with 25 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. His inside presence and rim protection were pivotal in sealing the win. Boston shot just 35.9% from the floor in the first half, but found their rhythm in the second half, finishing at 44.3% overall and 33.3% from deep. On the other side, D'Angelo Russell led the Nets with 18 points and 7 assists. Cam Thomas added 15 points, but Brooklyn struggled to find consistency on offense. They were limited to 42.5% from shooting from the field and only 27.8% from three-point range. Despite a third-quarter push that cut Boston's lead to single digits, the Nets couldn't overcome the Celtics' defense and Shearman's timely shooting. And here are more results from around the NBA. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Did you know Sanda is often referred to as Chinese kickboxing? Sanda, also known as Sanshu, is a full-contact combat sport developed by the Chinese military. It combines striking and grappling techniques incorporating punches, kicks, throws, and sweeps. Unlike traditional forms of wushu that focus on choreographed routines, Sanda emphasizes practical combat skills in a competitive setting. With its dynamic blend of offense and defense, Sanda requires strategic thinking and split-second decision-making. So next time you see a Sanda match, watch how athletes strategically balance power, speed, and technique. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. John Amores hits the court again, this time for the Romblon Gun Club team. John Amores, who faced a shooting incident accusation during a pickup game in Lumban, Laguna, last year, made headlines over the weekend as he suited up for the Romblon Gun Club in a local basketball league. A snapshot from Basketball ng Pilipinas on Facebook showed Amores in action, sparking a mix of reactions online. Some netizens pointed out the irony of the team name, while others defended his right to play. Amores' professional license was revoked by the Games and Amusements Board after the Laguna incident. Before that, he gained infamy for 2 on-court altercations while playing for the Jose Rizal University Heavy Bombers. Despite stepping away from pro basketball, Amores has been keeping busy conducting basketball clinics for young aspiring players in Laguna. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 19th of March. Up next, let's get to know Pinoy top cyclist Pako Ochoa. So watch out for that when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. What started out as a metaphysics search turned this philosopher into one of the country's top professional cyclists. Let's get to know his winning philosophy and how he is nailing success one pedal at a time. Please welcome to the BNC studio, we have Pako Ochoa. Pako, thank you so much for the time and welcome to
Thanks
The
for having
Scorecard.
me. Yes, thank you.
All right, this is a huge honor for me and for the entire BNC community because this is the first time we're actually having cycling as a topic here on the show. So we want to get your story to start things off. Paano ka ba nagsimula?
Well, yung what we've been discussing a while ago, na-injure ako from basketball at the start of 2013. Tapos, obviously, yung next sport na pinick up ko yung mas delikado, which is mountain bike. Nag-start ako with konting downhill, enduro, 4-cross, and then na-discover ko yung triathlon. So I started training for triathlons nung end of 2013, 2014. And then yung coach ko from triathlon used to be a professional cyclist. So si Rayson Galdones, and he participated in yung 90s, early 2000s na races nung Marlboro Tour, Tour of Luzon, yung mga legendary races sa Philippines noon. So yung training namin, obviously, medyo heavy sa cycling talaga. And later on, dahan-dahan niya ako sinasali sa mga small races ng cycling. Dito sa Pilipinas, tawag nila yung 20-20, which means 20 pesos yung entry, tas winner take all. So normally sa Quezon City Circle or sa May Kawayan, meron. So yun, nag-start ako doon mag-race 2014, 2015 habang nagtatapos ako ng philosophy sa Lasal. And then nag-graduate ako 2016. Yun, so nag-start ako maghanap ng master's program abroad. And nakita ko yung mga program sa Europe. So dahan-dahan akong naghahanap, tapos dala ko yung bike ko doon. And sobrang iba nung experience ng cycling sa Europe. Kasi sobrang iba yung culture pagdating sa cycling. Tapos, hindi nag-workout yung hinahanap kong master's program. Nag-bike na lang ako. Nakakuha ako ng amateur cycling team sa Portugal from 2017 up to the end of 2019. Tapos, luckily, by the start of 2020, nakakuha ko nung contract ko with a professional team, which was with Tavira. Yung isa siyang town sa south of Portugal, sa Algarve. One of the oldest teams sa Europe. So yun, doon nag-start yung professional career ko sa cycling, 2020.
Wow. So wait, you're telling me you went to Europe, Portugal for masters, pero hindi mo na tinuloy. It was sort of like a redirection.
Yes.
Wow.
Or baka subconsciously yun talaga yung plan. Hindi ko lang alam. Hindi ko lang na-reveal sa sarili ko.
I'm just curious, what kind of masters were you looking to pursue over there in Europe?
Well, nung nasa Taft kasi ako, sobrang hilig ko dun sa, nag-enjoy ako dun sa symbolic logic and metaphysics. So yung hinahanap kong masters, tungkol dun. So nakakita ako ng isang course sa UK about advanced metaphysics, ganyan. Yung mga para mas mahirap ka ng kausap ng mga tao. Yun yung course na hinahanap ko.
So sa UK, but you ended up in Portugal.
Yes.
And then you were telling me prior to us going here live on this interview that you stayed there during the pandemic. Kamusta naman yung naging buhay mo? And I'm pretty sure that, you know, since you were there, mas umangat pa yung level mo in terms of being a pro cyclist.
Well, yes, kasi nung 2020, nung nag-start yung pandemic, medyo iba yung experience ko being in Portugal than yung pandemic here. Kasi kausap ko yung parents ko, nandito sila. Sobrang iba yung perspective ng pandemic. Doon, parang 3 weeks lang kaming naka-lockdown na nasa bahay ka lang. After 3 weeks, binigyan kami ng paper ng parang police authorities dahil professional rider ka. Pwede ka lumabas.
Wow.
So, after 3 weeks, halos normal yung buhay other than nakamask ka pag nag-grocery. Pero pag nagra-ride, dahil wala lang masyadong bukas na coffee shops, mas marami ka lang baon. Pero from mid-April, halos mayroon ng signs of normalcy yung buhay.
Okay.
So sobrang iba yung kaya lang ako hindi nakauwi nun kasi naghahantay ka ng races eh. So parang instead of risking yung bagong rules ng quarantine tapos di ka makaka-train, nag-stay na lang ako. So for 2.5 years, straight from 2020 to mid-2022.
Okay, and I'm sure you learned so much kasi syempre, ibang kultura and then they're more advanced in terms of organizing races. When did you reach that moment that it's time for me to come home and probably bring my experience and my knowledge here to the motherland?
Well, yung after nung last year ko sa Portugal, actually hindi ko na alam yung gagawin ko kasi parang dumating ako doon sa point nung career ko na hindi naman siya unprogressive pero medyo nag-stagnant. So parang naghahanap ako ng change of pace, change of scenery. And then yung team owner ng Victoria Sports now, which is the current Secretary of Department of Housing, si Secretary Jerry Acozar, interested siyang i-extract yung natutunan ko from Europe. So siya yung unang naniwala doon sa idea na kaya nating makabuo ng foundation for what Philippine cycling can be. So, yun, nag-usap kami, brainstorming, paano gagawin kasi the basic concept is to bring Filipino cyclists to Europe to expose them to yung higher or the highest level of cycling. And then, kailangan syempre ng tamang guidance, backing, support. They need to have the right equipment, yung right clothing, dahil yung kunwari 5 degrees of change sa climate, malaking bagay sa clothing. So, isang bagay yon. Tapos yung maayos na training programs, maayos na racing plan, lahat kailangan ayusin talaga. So yun yung naging project ng team. Kailangan pumunta tayo doon. It's like, ang analogy na ginagamit namin is like going to war. If you're sending soldiers, they need the proper weapons to fight. Di mo naman sila papadala lang doon para mabaril lang.
So we have your tumbler here,
Yes.
VSPC, all your sponsors here.
Yes.
Siyempre, it takes a village to
Yes.
make a team successful. And right now, looking at your Instagram, I was checking it out a while ago, merong competition ngayon sa Taiwan, yung
Yes.
team mo.
At the moment, yung Tour of Taiwan, Tour de Taiwan, which is 5 days, one of the biggest stage races in Asia. Marami ring big teams from Europe ang pupunta. So it's not a race that you can take for granted. And it's a race that we always want to do the best we can, of course, with the same with any other race. But yun, kakatapos lang like a few minutes ago yung stage 4. So di ko alam kung ano yung result ng team, but hopefully good result.
So right now, you're on the management side. You're monitoring what's happening there.
Yes.
But in terms of competition, ikaw naman, Pako, kailan ang next competition mo?
Well, my next race is I forgot the name, pero sa Slovenia. One-day race sa
Wow.
Adria Mobil sa Slovenia, March 30. So yun
Lapit
yung...
na.
Yes. So actually next week, lilipad na kami papuntang Europe. And yun yung start ng European calendar namin. So normally kasi half ng year, European races, tas other half Asian races. So itong Slovenia race will be the first sa Europe this year. And then merong Turkey, Greece, Poland, Estonia, Lithuania, Romania, Spain.
Grabe.
So talagang Euro trip siya talaga. And then we start racing sa Asia. Japan, hopefully Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan again. And of course yung Tour of Luzon sa Philippines dito end of April.
Grabe, ah. So we're learning so much and realizing that becoming a pro cyclist, you get to travel the world and see different types of sceneries, experience different types of weather as well.
Yes.
Pako, to anybody watching right now who learned something and realized na, pwede pala to, what's your message to them to maybe try it out?
Well, cycling is very easy. You just hop on the bike and pedal. And it's like we've seen during the pandemic, naging mas importante yung other modes of transportation. So if you're just going to the office or going somewhere, it's a very convenient way if you can stand the heat, syempre. But yeah, one of our advocacies as a team is yung road safety. So if we have more cyclists on the road, more attention will be given to cycling in general. So yun, kasi yung road, ang tingin namin kasing misconception pagdating sa road safety, iba yung rules ng road safety ng cyclist, iba yung rules ng road safety ng motor, sa kotse. Pero in reality, yung road safety is for everyone eh. So everyone using the road. So that's why we want more cyclists. And if ever na maging cyclist yung mga non-cyclists, mas marami yung manonood ng cycling. And in the end, yun yung gusto natin for the sport, to elevate yung not just the sport itself but the culture surrounding the sport. Kasi yun yung magbibigay ng added boost pagdating sa races ng mga riders. Siyempre, mas pinapahalagahan sila bilang athletes, bilang cyclists, bilang riders representing the Philippines. So yun yung gusto natin, i-elevate yung culture ng cycling.
So there you have it. You heard it straight from one of the co-founders of Victoria Sports Pro Cycling, VSPC, Pako Ochoa. Pako, thank you so much for your time and sharing with us your knowledge, and all the best in Slovenia and the rest of your Euro trip and
so
Asia
much.
trip and all over the world.
Yes, thank you.
When the scorecard returns, we will look into the NBA summer trades so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. All right, it's that time of the year again. Lapit na. The off-season, or as we like to call it, the on-season. Yeah, the finals might be over and the parade confetti has been swept away, but the real drama of the NBA happens in the summer. Trades, rumors, all the wheeling and dealing. It's a soap opera disguised as a sports league. Look, we know that draft night and free agency are the main events, but trades are where the chaos lives. That's when GMs start sweating, making calls they probably shouldn't, and convincing themselves that this is the move that'll change their franchise forever. The phone lines light up, agents get noisy, and every team feels like they're one trade away from glory, or at least being the next league pass darling. So here we are, ranking the top 3 trade candidates from every NBA team. And this is necessarily about who should get traded. It's about who could get traded. We're talking contract situations, team direction, and of course, those cryptic Instagram posts that players love to drop. So let's dive in. Starting off with the Atlanta Hawks. Let's talk about Terrence Mann because he feels like he's always the toss-in guy for a bigger movie. The Hawks have wings for days and need guards who can actually create offense. And Mann could be the casualty of depth. Trae Young. Look, it's unlikely, but it's Atlanta, the franchise that mastered mediocrity. Now, if Trae won't extend or if they can't build a legit contender around him, the rumblings will only get louder. San Antonio tried to make a move before landing De'Aaron Fox. If the Hawks aren't sure Trae is the guy, then it's time to start taking those calls. George Niang, perfect contract for a trade, expiring, valuable stretch big, and not a long-term investment. Teams chasing playoff depth will kick the tires here. Boston Celtics. Xavier Tillman. It's a bookkeeping move, sure, but Boston's looking at a monstrous tax bill. Swapping him out for a cheaper minimum guy might happen if they need some wiggle room. Sam Hauser. Rotation minutes. They're never guaranteed, especially on a team with this much depth. And if the Celtics make a significant trade, Hauser is a sweetener that could balance the books. Drew Holiday. All right, here's the thing. Drew is still that dude. Elite defender, solid vet. But that 3 years and $104.4 million contract left, the Celtics might look at it and think, maybe it's time. If Boston falls short, this contract gets really interesting. Lumipat naman tayo sa Brooklyn Nets. Cam Johnson, the Nets aren't trying to trade him, okay? But the multiple first-round picks offer is always floating around. He fits everywhere, and a team desperate for a wing would pay a premium. D'Angelo Russell, again! This guy! Yeah, it's a sign-and-trade scenario, but come on, it's D'Lo. When he's on, he's ice cold. When he's off, he's ice cold. In a bad way. If Brooklyn needs assets or flexibility, a sign-and-trade is an option. Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is like that shiny gadget you bought but barely use. The talent is undeniable, but injuries and inconsistent minutes might make Brooklyn move before committing to a new deal. If they go deeper into this rebuild, it could be time for a change of scenery. So what does this all mean? The offseason could be a powder keg. Teams like Atlanta are stuck in NBA purgatory. Boston is facing a bill that would make Jeff Bezos flinch. And Brooklyn is trying to figure out what the heck are they post KD and Kyrie. Moves will happen, they always do. Maybe it's a blockbuster that shifts the balance of power. Maybe it's a subtle tweak that goes under the radar. Either way, the NBA never really sleeps, and neither do we. This has been your early guide to the NBA offseason. Stay tuned, because just when you think it's over, that Shams bomb, I don't know if we can call it that. Woj used to own that. That Shams X tweet could drop. Now let's keep an eye and stay ahead of the game with a full lineup of NBA matchups tomorrow. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From the greatest basketball player ever, winning 6 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls earning 5 MVP awards and 10 scoring titles, known for his clutch play and iconic dunks. Michael Jordan once said, "Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.